Week 11 is now behind us. Let's pick some winners and losers. Graz, give me a winner from this weekend.
Bo Nix, man. This is the game I was at. This wasn't a very interesting game, but Bo Nix played extremely well. He threw 4 touchdown passes. He has 10 touchdowns, 10 touchdown passes, and 1 interception in his last 4 games. Maybe sneaking into that offensive rookie of the year race with old Jaden Daniels if this keeps going.
That would really be something considering where we were a few weeks ago. Nate, give me a loser from this weekend.
Yeah, my loser is Daniel Craig Jones. He got fired on his day off, unfortunately. Daniel Jones didn't do anything last week. They had a bye, and then we come back and he ain't got no job. He ain't got nothing to do. So hopefully Daniel Jones has a better Friday than Craig, but Sundays are going to be pretty bad going forward.
What did he make this year?
Yeah.
He ain't a loser.
Is his name really Daniel Craig?
No.
I was looking up the Steelers.
It was a Friday reference.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I got it.
Jeff, give me a winner. Jeff.
How about the Steelers getting that Ravens victory again, putting Mr. Jackson down as Tomlin likes to discuss him, and absolutely the most physical team in the NFL on. So they got after this football team, played a perfect game, their style, 6 field goals, make it ugly, make them beat you, and they don't give them the tip of the cap to the Steelers.
And with that thought in mind, Lewis, who was your loser of the weekend?
It's the Ravens without a doubt. Look, Mike Tomlin told us last year the Ravens love and pride themselves on being the bully, and he said we love to play the bully, and this is why. Because he constantly gets the best of them. Who else is a loser? Derrick Henry's a loser. Why wasn't he on the football field? I'm sure he was ticked off. Todd Monken, why didn't you have him on the football field? There's so many questions coming out of this game that all the things that you did in the offseason in order to kind of slay the Pittsburgh Steelers, you didn't use any of them. You didn't use them.
To the point where, for anyone who doesn't know the numbers, Derrick Henry had 13 touches in this game, 0 in the fourth quarter, and was on the bench for the 2-point conversion at the end. Jeff, make it make sense.
It does not make sense. This is what they do. I've said this from the beginning of the season when I told you this was what was going to happen. They get me all excited. They go get Derrick Henry. They're like, oh, the fourth quarter, he's going to change. He's going to do this. This was an ugly game. This is a Derrick Henry game. And what happens? You get out physical by a division opponent, no different than they did in the AFC Championship game with the Chiefs when they have a team that should win. And Tomlin just says it. You said, let's see who the most physical. And they just continually do it and don't want to go match it.
Why are you rolling your eyes at this?
Because I've been listening to it for a couple days, and this criticism, there's plenty to criticize the Ravens for. Mostly we should be celebrating how the Steelers play, but this particular criticism about Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter to me feels like kind of foolishness. Like they had 2 drives in the fourth quarter. One was ended by a miraculous interception by Peyton Wilson. The next one ended in a touchdown. So if your argument is we got to give the ball to Derrick Henry more, then all right, Peyton Wilson don't make a miraculous interception, and then the next drive they scored.
You know how
so
you
what
don't
are we
get
doing?
intercepted?
What are we talking about?
Okay,
so you just got to hand it to Henry 14 times. The 2-point play, fine. I'm with you. We can be critical of them not having him on the field on the 2-point play, but it was clear that they had a 2-point play, and Mike Tomlin outsmarted them by calling a timeout. They gave up their first 2-point play. They went to their backup 2-point play. They seemed confused by it. That was a problem. We can be critical there, but this nonsense that we keep talking about, they got to give Derrick Henry the ball in the fourth quarter. So 2 drives, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. So let's stop it. Just stop it.
Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll give you that point.
You don't have to give it to me.
That's not even my argument. My argument is this. Could you have called a worse 2-point play than what was called? No, you couldn't.
Yeah, possibly.
You couldn't have. See, even if you just put Derrick on the field, let's not even give him the football. Just have him on the field. Don't run him into the – I mean, come on. Look at this. So Nelson Aguilar is at the point of attack? You're going to have him blocking on Herbig on the crack sweep?
All right.
I mean, come on now.
Okay, but come on. Hold on one second. Let me. This is a pattern of behavior. You're the smartest guy here, the most educated guy on this thing, and you're going to tell me this is a pattern of behavior that the Ravens continually show. The Raiders, same way, right? They didn't use them in the fourth.
Happened in that game, though.
They have the lead and relinquish the lead with poor defense and not run the ball. Help your defense.
I think
out.
it's probably worth it in the break, we can go through all these games because I think it's reasonable, with the exception of the playoff game last year, it's reasonable to understand why Derrick Henry did not get the ball in those situations. I think back to Lewis's point, and this is a fair criticism of the Ravens, is it was clear that every team comes into a game, this is our 2-point play.
Yeah.
They showed it, and then they didn't know what to do. Right. And that, we can be critical of Todd Monken in that situation, that they didn't have a clear backup situation. But I will say, you said, is there a worse situation to be in? Yeah, they could have handed the ball to someone else. They have Lamar Jackson, who we all think is the MVP of the league. They gave him the ball with one option. He should have had a second option, but like it wasn't. The way the reaction to Todd Monken, who has had the best offense in the league in like decades, the reaction that we're having to him because of what happened in that game, to me, seems a little bit.
Let me get Graz in. Go, Dan.
You know how many guys have carried the ball more this year in the NFL than Derrick Henry?
Who?
Nobody.
What?
Literally no one. They're using him plenty.
Let's
Look,
give it to him.
Mike Tomlin is in his bag. Like, that timeout was freaking genius.
Right.
Like,
That's what we should be talking about.
The Steelers beat them, and the Steelers have their number, and Lamar needs to get over that, just like he needs to get over Mahomes, and maybe he will. But right now, it's Tomlin's world,
and they did
and
it
the rest of the
in a
AFC
different way.
North is living in it.
And I know we love the objective part of football analysis, right? We always want to boil it down to some kind of statistics on a piece of paper and go, this is why teams and this is why teams win, this is why teams lose. Let me tell you why Pittsburgh beats Baltimore. It's the mentality. I'm telling you, sit across from a table and listen to Mike Tomlin talk about that rivalry in particular. And he will tell you, you know how he is. He's a wordsmith, right? He has all the greatest words and lines in the world. But the thing he tells you, the best line he's ever told me is this: they love to be the bully, and we love to play the bully. We relish that matchup. In every game, it comes down to that. Just watch it. Watch how the Steelers play this football team. It is totally different.
All right, it's another one we have
missed 2 field goals.
Yeah.
Like,
it's another one we have to come back to.
Oh, you know what? They still got the W.
They did.
We got to come back to this one, too. Eric, make more space. We got to come back to this one, too. There's a fine line between drinking wine and crushing grapes.
There you go.
And that's what Mike Tomlin likes to say. Okay.